some job or business. So what we do, we, after fulfillment of achieving that result, we feel happy. That's why we do something, right? We eat something, so we feel happy. We buy a new dress or new vehicle, new phone, anything, yeah, that makes us feel happy, right? So in spiritual sense, if you say, what's our mool roop? Satchit Ananda, right? Our mool pravritti is Ananda. And we feel like that is somewhere outside. We need to achieve that from outside, right? And we always feel like that because since childhood, our programming is okay. When we are a small kid, then we feel naturally happy, and everybody is showering so much of love on us, unconditional love we feel from our parents, our elders, right? Our grandfather, grandmother, and whosoever in neighbors, right? So they hug us, they love us, they kiss us, and we feel happy naturally. And wherever we go, whosoever sees us, we spread joy and happiness. So what happened to that happiness? When we start going to school, then this happiness became conditional. If you achieve good marks, if you behave properly, if you behave nicely, if you came first in that particular race or sport or that particular grind, then you will be rewarded with chocolate or your favorite bag or your favorite game or something like that. Now the happiness become conditional. So we have this brain programming. When I will get something, when I will achieve something, when I will be a CEO of my company, when I will be pursuing this, or I get a good result in this particular exam, or when I get married, when I mean something outside, when I achieve a good house near the sea beach, then, oh, and also definitely those things will make us happy because there is a neural pathway when we are a kid. So we have a lot of melanin in our brain, and the neural pathways are getting constructed, right? So those pathways, how we perceive happiness at that particular time, maybe we perceived happiness while hugging a dog or our brother, sister, or by eating something, or by outing to beautiful places. So those pathways are very, very strong in our brain, right? And whenever those kind of activities we do, those kind of things we do, we feel happy. So it's a chemical reaction in our brain that those pathways are so strong. And our brain try to again and again try to repeat those things which makes us happy. If somebody really appreciated us, somebody recognized us for something, and maybe few teachers scolded us, few of the events happen in our life which made us threatened, or which made us felt really like that I'm good for nothing, or nobody understand me, or few things makes us scary. So those kind of pathway are a difficult pathway, you can say. We didn't repeat it that time, and we try to avoid those particular incidences or try to avoid those particular situations. And why we face difficulty in learning new things after a certain age, after a certain time period, because the neural pathway already we practice something, or maybe some habit, maybe things for fulfillment, maybe going to a movie. How many times we have seen movie? How many times we been to natural places or different cities or country, right? But that makes us happy. That's a different story. The nature always connect to our core, and we feel happy there. But today we are going to understand and discuss about the neural chemicals, the science of happiness. So basically there are four prominent, there are so many chemicals, but there are four prominent chemicals in our brain, which is dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. So, dopamine is actually a sense of achievement, right? So, when we achieve something, right? So, dopamine is getting secreted, Endorphins, when we do some exercise. Oxytocin is really when we feel love or something, and serotonin is of those. So good feelings came from these brain chemical we inherited, right? So these are the natural chemicals in our brain, and these chemicals are not meant to flow all the time for no reason. When we do certain things, then these particular chemical flow. If let's say dopamine is sense of achievement, right? So this will release for a particular time and then it will stop. So, but what we do, we want to be happy all the time. So whenever we complete one task, let's say we prepared good food, we accomplished a particular meeting with client, and we had a tie up with that client. So those kind of small achievement also made us happy. So now these brain chemicals evolved to do a certain job. So what is the job? Uh, in a state of nature. So they have a natural state, right? When they are getting released and how they are getting released. So we will understand with this presentation. So the brain chemicals are nature's GPS. Happy chemicals motivate a body to approach to a reward. And unhappy chemical really allow us to avoid a threatful situation, and it really motivate our body. So let's say few people have fear of height or fear of something. So something happened in childhood, or maybe they were driving a car and they met an accident. So that's a threatening situation for them. So they try to avoid, the body try to avoid that particular kind of feeling. And naturally, our brain evolved us to promote survival, right? Because the brain, whatever we feel threatened about. So next time, if we are going to talk to those kind of people, or next time, whenever we face certain kind of situation, the similar kind of situation, our brain will release some chemical, and its job to protect us, not to make you happy and elevated all the time. And everyone has ups and downs, because happy chemical turn on in short time duration. So we always need to achieve more, do more, eat something, watch something, read something. So we need to always do something to get it more. And our mammal brains cares about the survival. It's not about the happiness of ourselves. And these are the neural pathway I already experienced. Our happy chemicals are controlled by neural pathways built from past experience. So whatever the experience we formed since our childhood, since our adulthood, or whatever we are experiencing right now. So we see something and we just take on those kind of experience, accumulated experience, and we see the evidence of those kind of experience. That's what's happening. And those kind of brain pathways getting more stronger and stronger day by day. So whatever turned on our chemicals in past, build pathways that turn them on today also. So our few pathways are very strong in our brain, and we keep trying to stimulate good feelings with the pathways we already have. So that's why it's very difficult to bring some change. Whenever we try to change a habit, whenever we try to do something, it's really became very difficult. That's why we stick to something like 15 days or something, and we at times leave it, because that's how our brain is designed to work. So now we will see that's what trigger happy chemicals in a young mammal, and how we can build new pathways. So dopamine. Dopamine is a great feeling that a reward is in hand. You can see monkey. So the monkey is having right now, the reward is in hand. For monkey, the food is reward, right? And dopamine always release energy, that whenever we try to chase something, we try to achieve something. Yeah. So dopamine release the energy also. And a good feeling of dopamine motivates us. Key next step when we really meet a need, be it the need for food, be it the need for entertainment, be it the need for certain kind of achievement. So in those kind of things, we got this reward, right? And this reward actually, so once we achieve something, once we bought a new car, once we bought a new house, so the fulfillment will be for few days, but after some time we lose that happiness. Once we get married, so before getting married we were so excited, and after that we lose that craze actually, right? We have now achieved something. So, and after a few days, I mean, there are a lot many happy moments, but that kind of excitement, what we were experiencing in that particular time, so that vanished. Now we need to create something else to generate our happiness, to create new rewards. So neurons connect when dopamine flows, which wires you to expect a good feeling. And when you see things or when you experience thing that stimulated it before, the similar kind of thing if you do, so then the more dopamine flows. So these days people are addicted to mobile also. So when we see something, when we go through a YouTube video, when we see some content, similar kind of things that generate happiness, and there is a lot of AI, a lot of data science is involved. That okay, if I have interest in a particular kind of thing, let's say I am interested in spirituality, I am interested in buying clothes. So everywhere these companies and the advertisement and the market, so they are having a lot of research on your brain chemicals, that how we can really secrete those kind of. So that's why when we are starting looking for particular kind of product, particular kind of things, we are getting a lot many ads or lot many links or lot many things of similar kind. So they are also aware about this. And in the food also, if we got addicted to certain kind of food, so all kind of companies, all kind of media using those kind of tactics to generate those particular brain chemicals, so that we got addicted to those particular products or those kind of literature or those kind of things. So that's why we have the addiction of mobile also. So we have this dopamine. So now we can generate dopamine. How? At times, we just start listening to YouTube videos or particular guru or particular mentor for something, and we got excited. It's like that we have achieved something, right? It generate a feeling, it generate a neurochemical. But in actual sense, when it comes to real task, we are not performing that task. So we need to understand, if we need to really achieve that happiness, we must perform some work. If we are seeing a YouTube video for exercise or for yoga, for meditation, or any kind of thing, or if we want to do or perform a particular task, let's say you are postponing something, you are postponing a CV update, you are postponing some work. And how many of you felt the sense of achievement when you really accomplish that task? So we really need to see, whenever in actual sense we accomplish something, we complete any task, be it household work, be it the work of organizing your room or work in kitchen or any kind of accomplishment and day-to-day small activities, right? So when we really perform that task, we achieve a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Why? In actual sense, the dopamine is getting released by action. So rather getting addicted to those kind of things, just pleasure principle that, okay, if I'm eating something, if I'm seeing something, if I'm listening something, so we can do that for entertainment also, that for knowledge also. But when it comes to addiction of mobile, these days people are not talking to each other. People don't have family time, right? But they get a sense of achievement by watching it, by experiencing it with senses, with your ears, with your eyes, and also the pictures and the video content is getting so much of chemical release in your body, in your brain. How about Netflix? If you start seeing a series, you Unless and until you complete it, you will not leave it. So what you can do, you can really relate these two things. You are exercising also, and you are watching that particular things. You are doing something in kitchen, you are listening to that particular thing. So if you have this kind of thing, so your work is also getting done and you are doing that. So you can really connect with these two things so that you will not unnecessarily waste time in those particular things, and you get your dopamine with your real work, with real achievement. So at times, when we got addicted to this kind of dopamine, so that is really harmful for us. And now, oxytocin. Oxytocin is love chemical and a bonding hormone. So whenever we hug our family, whenever we really love, so we generate this kind of feeling. And oxytocin also create the feeling of safety. Yeah. So when we are with group of people, when we are supported by our family, so we feel safe, secure. Or when there are 4 or 5 people who really says, at times we don't believe in ourselves, right? And we have this neural pathways from our genes or from our ancestor, because we were in groups. Yeah, alone nobody can do anything. But when we are in like families or communities, when we are supported by our people, so we feel safe that there are so many people. There are at least my family who is standing with me. There are at least my team who is standing with me. At times people stay isolated, people stay away from relationship because they don't have time, or they are so busy in their work, so they are not having social connection. They are not able to trust people. So it's a trust hormone also. So whenever we are touching each other, like we are patting the back of our employees or our kids, right? When we are hugging them, when we are, अभी तो थोड़ा सा आप देखेंगे कि पुराने जमाने में क्या होता था कि जो है हम बैठते थे और कोई बड़ा बुजुर्ग या हमारे सिस्टर जो होती थी, हमें सिर में तेल लगाना है, ऐसे बालों को ये करना है, या पर्टिकुलर किसी भी तरह से आपका वो एक जो नेचुरल टच वाली फीलिंग थी। अभी घर इतने बड़े हो गए हैं, 4 BHK 5 BHK, that we are not interacting with each other. We don't have physical touch and connection. We are just with gadgets. We are just with talking to people on phone. We are not that we are really in a sense of touch. So your body also need that touch. You are designed in that way. So if we really lose touch with our people, so whenever we have those kind of feelings, be it a physical interaction, be it when we really pat our dogs and our pets, they also feel that kind of love. So oxytocin getting generated. So try to be surrounded with your family, your loved ones, your friends. Try to take some time out. Try to take some time out to hug your people, to love yourself, pamper yourself, and just pass that love to others, so that your brain really gets the oxytocin. And at that time, if we are not able to trust, if we are not feeling safe, so in those kind of scenario, people go in depression also, people go in anxiety also. And when at times somebody is not performing as per the family, performing as per the community, so what they do, they boycott that person. So that is a big threat for a human being. यदि उनको अप्रूवल नहीं मिल रहा है, यदि उनको एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं मिल रहा है अपने लोगों से, या उनको पूरी दुनिया बहुत सलाम ठोकती है, या पूरी दुनिया में उनका नाम है, बट अपने ही लोग उनसे प्यार नहीं कर रहे हैं, या अपनी ही कम्युनिटी में उनको एक सम्मान नहीं दिया जा रहा है, एक एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं है, तो दैट पर्सन really feel demotivated inside. So this kind of feeling of safety, security, you need to have social connection. In Corona, we have seen that people who were having good social connection, even if they were staying alone, but they were connected and they are able to thrive and survive, and they come out easily from that particular disease, or they are able to face all kind of challenges. But the people who really alone, and there is no one to talk to, there is no one to share, there is no one to hug. So in spite of having all materialistic comforts, they really feel depressed. They don't feel alive. So this oxytocin also really help you to face lot many disease, face lot many hurdles, and it generates safety in you. Yeah. So oxytocin is soon metabolized. So you have to keep stimulating it to keep enjoying that nice, safe feelings. So now today you go home, love your family, hug yourself also if somebody is not there. So at times we feel that somebody should hug us, somebody should appreciate us. But how many times we really pamper ourselves? We really pat on our back. We give us a good massage. So those kind of things also generate these happy chemicals. Yeah. And at times what happened that there are so many incidences in our life that whomsoever we trusted, they don't behave or reciprocated that trust. They broke our trust due to any reason. But there might be few people like that. There are so many people, if you see, whom you can trust and depends on. So you need to really figure out those kind of events or situation where unknown people really come to your help and they done something unexpected for you. So it's not that you cannot trust on yourself, you can't trust, everybody is like this. So try to generate that kind of feeling. And serotonin is the pleasure of social dominance. So serotonin is what? It's that okay, my kid will listen to me, or when my dog really pamper me when I came to my house, and my dog will listen to me. So it's a kind of social dominance also, and it's kind of mammal brain chemical that it's safe to assert yourself to meet your needs. At times we have seen people who really always keep on sacrificing, keep on compromising, and they are very nice, very good for others, for the whole family, for the whole staff and team members. They are going out of the way to fulfill the needs of others. Their personality is designed in a way that they forget about themselves, their needs, their wants, because they also having emotional needs, they also having physical needs, they also having the need of connection, they also having the need of achievement and success in their life. But they are so indulged, so engrossed in other people pain and problem, or other people, that how I can make everybody happy in my family, how I can make everybody thriving and achieving. So they really forget, especially in case of moms and females who are in this category. So at least they should also understand their basic needs of really safety, security, their emotional well-being, their mental well-being, their sense of achievement. Even if they are getting the sense of achievement by cooking something, by just wearing a nice dress and going out and meeting their friend, going out for some charity or good event or something. So yeah, so we need to assert our need also. It's easy to see this in others, but it's useful to recognize our own urge of social dominance. So when we really do something that we have achieved something and society sees us, or when we have this sense of fulfillment that, okay, I have someone who listen to me, I have someone, if I do something, he or she is appreciating us. So that really helps you to release serotonin in your brain, and your past serotonin experience build the pathways that turn on your social expectation today. Obviously it's coming from our past neurochemicals. So we need to generate serotonin when we take care of our needs and our wants also, and when we have that kind of things that, okay, um, my needs also matters, and other people are also there to take care of me. Yeah. And now endorphin. So endorphin are the chemicals which is not basically generated now and then. It's generated when, let's say, if we slip somewhere, if we fall down, so body will release this particular neurochemical to help you to release your pain, help you to subside your pain. But normally, how we get endorphin? When we do some physical exercise, when we do some physical activity. So basically, when we do something strenuous, something which we not usually do. So this particular endorphin, so that's why you have seen so many athletes, so many players, they always try to stretch themselves. They always try to go beyond a particular target because now they have achieved this and their body is designed. They really enjoy this particular chemical when endorphins are getting released. So, but endorphin are not designed to inflict pain. It designed for survival. So it evolved for emergency, not for pleasure. But yes, when we do some kind of vigorous exercise, then we are getting this particular kind of chemicals. So the brain is really built to really protect our survival. So when we really take care of our basic needs and survival, then this these kind of chemicals getting released. And now when we think why we getting released a lot of chemical in meditation, yeah, because when we take a lot of pran shakti, lot of air, and we just are not in our thoughts, when we are just cool, calm, composed, so a lot of our energy align and a lot of happy chemicals are getting released because our brain is not in chatter at that particular time. So a lot of oxygens we are getting in brain on, and our brain is feeling fresh, our body is feeling fresh. But normally what we trying to do, we feel that okay, now I'm not feeling happy, now I'm feeling stuck. So those kind of things, when we feel confused in our day-to-day life, because our brain defines survival in different kind of uh, quickly ways. So you don't choose old pathways consciously, but the electricity, the neurons fire in our brain, it flows like water in a storm. And when we were kid, it happened like that, right? But now what happened that after puberty, the super highways of brain, now we are not getting those kind of neuron fire in that particular amount. Now the particular pathways become more stronger, and now if we try to create new pathways, it's become a little difficult. So that's why when we try to do something new, it's feel difficult, it's feel wrong. So how we can do that? But if we start practicing day to day, if we practice something in consistency, maybe a new habit, maybe a new job or new things. So initially it will look difficult for, let's say, 21 days, 60 days, 90 days. But when you not give it up, when you even do it for 5 minutes daily, even do it for 10 minutes daily, you take some time out to be with your family members. If you don't have the habit to talk to your people, for example, you take some time out to get lunch or dinner together and just talk and laugh. So you will be training your brain for new activity. If you are not used to of doing exercise, now initially it will be difficult for you, right? Because the pathways are not created for that. But when you start even with 10 minutes, right? For meditation, for exercise, for any kind of habit. So slowly, gradually, your that pathway will build. And whenever you do particular kind of activity, you will again get the neurochemical. So turn on your happy chemical. Repetition is what makes it takes after your melon years. So we need to choose a new behavior and thought pattern and repeat it unless it create a new neural pathway. But most of people, they try to do something in excitement. They try to, okay, I will do exercise for 1 hour, and they exhaust theirs, and next day they are not turning up to gymming or any kind of activity they take. So start doing these things in small, at least show up daily so that you can practice it in consistency and you generate that neural pathway and it becomes your natural pattern. So build a new dopamine circuit, focus on a goal and take a small step each day. So everybody knows if we start a new project, so it will see a huge thing, how I will achieve this, how will I do that. So how we do? We break it in small things. I mean, the yearly goals and monthly goals in weekly and weekly to daily and daily to hourly. So if we do that, so hourly what we need to do, so our brain will not exert too much in that. Okay, I need to do this thing. I need to do this particular thing in that particular hour. So we will be able to achieve. Oxytocin circuit. So to build a oxytocin circuit, what we need to do? We need to do a small step towards trusting ourselves and trusting so we can make new connection, we can make new friends, and we can generate love. And to build a new serotonin circuit, take a small step towards social importance. So that how we feel socially important in particular kind of activities and particular kind of things. So we can create that circuit. Yes, it is hard. It feel like a jungle when and tremendous effort, but slowly, gradually, if you do it every day, a new path is getting established. So now our neurons and our electricity in our brain has a new place to flow. And once it starts flowing, small steps will give you that kind of result. So now when we daily do something, we get used to it and our neurons getting fired in that particular manner, we build a new pathway and now we can generate again good feelings. Yeah. So dopamine makes you jump for joy when we reach a goal. But yes, sense of achievement and endorphin basically when you laugh, when you are feeling safe, right? So oxytocin is also when we are able to trust, when we have good bonds, and when our thinking is prevailed that we are above all this foolishness, we are above this, that I have no brain and I'm like this, but when we don't have any social bonds, when we don't have any social connections, so our brain feel alarmed and we don't feel safe. So oxytocin is also, and serotonin is also when we get respect. So all these neurochemicals are really needed. So it's a big topic I try to cover in really small steps, and hope this is helpful. So now this is all from my side. If we have any question, we can ask. Over to you, Shabana.
Thank you so much, Pooja ji.
Yeah, thanks. Actually, I need to really do justice with these slides, but there are a lot many slides and we did it in very small time. So I made it a little fast, but hope you are get the gist of it.
नहीं, अच्छा लगा. वही है कि रिमाइंड हो जाता है सब कुछ कि हमें उस खुशी में जो हम बाहर तलाश रहे हैं सब चीजें उसको अपने तक लाना है, क्योंकि वो थोड़ी कम होती हैं, थोड़ी देर के लिए होती हैं, लेकिन धीरे
And
धीरे उसमें
also we can generate happiness anytime. It's a
जी
laughing exercise. You can laugh. I mean, हम कभी भी generate कर सकते हैं, create कर सकते हैं. Actual
जी
thing, we are depending on others. We are depending on situation. कि कोई आएगा तो हमें अच्छा लगेगा, कोई ऐसी बात करेगा तो हमें अच्छा लगेगा, या मैं अपनी friend से
हाँ जी
मिलूंगी तो अच्छा लगेगा. So we, I
हाँ
mean, our
जी
heart and our thing, we got it dependent on so many factors. Either achievement, either
जी
people, either something. But it's easy to generate whenever you are able to So in day-to-day basis, we can't go outside for picnic or somewhere on trip, right? So we need to figure out in daily basis how I can generate these chemicals, how I can create my happiness. So my happiness is dependent on me rather than anybody else. So whenever I'm meeting somebody, how can I create that? Whenever I'm going to office, how can I create that sense of achievement? Whenever I'm going for exercise and walk, how can I generate that particular thing? So it's responsibility of mine. It's not responsibility of outside factors or people or situation. So that's all.
जी।
Yeah.
मैं तो इसमें एक प्रैक्टिस ऐसे करती हूँ, मैं बच्चों को भी कहती हूँ कि कोई भी काम करो तो खुशी के लिए करो। अगर तुम ऑफ़िस वर्क भी कर रही हो तो ये दिमाग में मत रखो, ये करूँगी तो पैसा आएगा तो मैं ये शॉपिंग करूँगी, फिर मैं खुश हो जाऊँगी या फिर मैं ऐसे करूँगी। तुम अपने काम को 100% दो और ये सोच के करो काम करने से मुझे खुशी मिल रही है। तो ये प्रैक्टिस मैं खुद भी करती हूँ, तो मैं जैसे किचन में जाती हूँ, अपना खाना बनाती हूँ, तो अपने आप ही म्यूज़िक चल जाता है, अपने आप ही मंगल भाव आ जाता है, अपने आप ही ग्रैटिट्यूड में चली जाती हूँ। तो वो सब कुछ फिर अच्छा बन ही जाता है क्योंकि जो मूड होता है शिकायत का या किसी और चीज़ का, वो तुरंत खत्म हो जाता है। तो मैं इस चीज़ का बहुत ध्यान रखती हूँ, मेविन से और गुरुओं से ही ये मिला मुझे, लेकिन प्रैक्टिस करके ये मैं ध्यान रखती हूँ, काम जो भी करो तो खुशी के लिए करो। तो उससे वो अपने आप ही हैप्पी मूड रहता है। थैंक यू सो मच आपने सब
Yeah, that's
रिवाइज़
great.
करवाया।
Also, we need to just catch our thoughts. So basically, if we get aware about thoughts, because the situation is not making us really happy or unhappy, and a particular thing happened, how we
जी,
perceive that, what kind of thoughts we are getting created in our head, right?
हाँ
So
जी,
we have created that thought. Maybe 10 people
हाँ जी,
standing there, they will create different thought according to their experience, according to their thing. But
जी,
now I have created this thought, I can create something else also. The moment you
जी,
shift in thoughts, you are able to create that happiness also. It's just a perspective.
जी, जी।